The morning sun poured gently through the window, but Arman, a teenage boy of 16, buried his face deeper into the pillow. "Just 5 more minutes," he mumbled, barely awake. The soft warmth of his blanket was more comforting than any dream he could be chasing in real life. Outside, the world had already begun its day. Birds chirped. The sky slowly turned gold. Shops opened, buses honked, and people moved with purpose. But for Arman, the day hadn't started again. His father, Mr. Ravi, stood silently by the door, watching his son for a moment. There was no anger in his eyes, only concern. He'd seen this scene too many times. The alarm would ring. Arman would snooze it, and then come the same words. "Papa, I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow, he would wake up early. Tomorrow, he would study harder. Tomorrow, he would chase his goals. But that tomorrow never came. "Start tomorrow," Ravi whispered under his breath as he walked away. That tomorrow is stealing his life. Later that day, as they sat at the breakfast table, Mr. Ravi broke the silence. His voice was calm, but serious. "Son, I want to tell you a story. A story that might sound familiar." Arman looked up, still groggy. "There was once a boy, not very different from you, who always said he'd begin his journey tomorrow. He told himself he'd wake up early tomorrow, work harder next week, fix his habits after this month. But life doesn't wait. While he was resting, others were rising. While he slept a little longer, someone else was making progress. Slowly, opportunities started passing him by. He missed them, not because he lacked talent, but because he lacked discipline." Arman was quiet now, the weight of those words settling in. "You know, son," Ravi continued, "laziness is a dangerous thief. It doesn't steal everything at once. It takes your life piece by piece. One, just a little longer, nap at a time. One, I'll do it later at a time. It feels harmless until one day you realize you've lost precious years." "But, Papa," Arman said softly, "sometimes I just don't feel like getting up. It's so hard." "I understand," Ravi replied. "It is hard. Your mind will give you 100 reasons to delay. It will whisper, 'You deserve rest. You've worked enough. Just 5 more minutes.' But here's the truth. If you keep listening to that voice, you'll always be a prisoner of your comfort." He paused and added, "Let me tell you something I've never shared before. When I was your age, I lost a golden opportunity. I had a chance to win a scholarship that would have changed my life. But I didn't fill out the form in time. I told myself I'd do it after lunch, then after dinner, then after a TV show. And then the deadline passed. Just like that. I cried that night. Not because I didn't get it, but because I had no one to blame but myself." Arman looked up, surprised. He had never seen his father like this, vulnerable, honest. "Laziness isn't just about sleeping in," Ravi said. "It's about what you lose because of it. Opportunities, confidence, growth, even your dreams." That night, Arman couldn't sleep. His father's words echoed in his mind. "Kill your laziness before it kills your potential." He thought about all the times he had postponed things. The books left unread, the goals untouched, the dreams that remained only in his imagination. At 5:30 the next morning, the alarm rang. Arman's hand reached out, ready to silence it, but this time it paused. He sat up slowly. The sky outside was still dark. The air was cold. The bed begged him to lie back down. But something had changed inside him. He stood up. He brushed his teeth, tied his shoelaces, and stepped outside for a jog. Each step was heavy, but with every breath, he felt lighter. By the time the sun rose, Arman had already conquered the first battle of the day. When he returned, his father was waiting at the gate, smiling. "Looks like you started the war," he said. "What war?" Arman asked, catching his breath. "The war against your laziest self. And that, my son, is the hardest war you'll ever fight." From that day onward, Arman made a decision. No more tomorrow. No more just 5 more minutes. He would rise with the sun, chase his goals with energy, and live each day with purpose. There were days when it was tough. Days when the bed felt like paradise. days when his mind tried to pull him back. But now, Armin knew that comfort was a trap, and every minute wasted was an opportunity missed. And something amazing began to happen. He became more focused. He scored better. He started to feel confident in who he was becoming. He didn't wait for motivation anymore. He created it. He didn't wish for success. He worked for it. Slowly but surely, his entire life began to transform. Years passed. Armin grew into a successful, respected young man. One day, he stood on a grand stage, holding an award for excellence. The auditorium was packed. Cameras flashed. The crowd cheered. In his acceptance speech, he looked into the crowd and found his father, still smiling like that morning at the gate. "I used to think talent was enough," Armin said. "But my father taught me that the biggest battle is inside our own minds. The real enemy is not outside. It's that lazy voice inside us that says, 'Start tomorrow, sleep a little longer.' If you don't silence that voice, it will silence your future." He paused and looked around at the young faces watching him. "Every day you have a choice to be comfortable or to be committed. Choose wisely, because laziness doesn't take your dreams in one blow. It steals them one excuse at a time." The crowd rose to its feet in applause. But Armin knew the real victory wasn't the award in his hands. It was every morning he had chosen discipline over delay, effort over excuses, and a day over tomorrow. From that day forward, he lived by one powerful rule: discipline builds dreams. Laziness buries them.